And your highs today, look at that, 89 in Santa Barbara, Goleta 83, San Ynez 95, Ventura 76, and Ojai 101. And then look at Pismo Beach, kind of a surprise there. Yesterday thought maybe 70s and got all the way into the 80s with a stiff little north wind. And your heat advisory as well as your heat warnings, that will stay in effect at least through Tuesday. Possibly some of these areas may see a return of something on Wednesday, but let's hope we don't. And also wind advisory, that'll go through tonight into early tomorrow morning, and then it should possibly, more than likely, will possibly come back again tomorrow night. And your currents, look at Gaviota. Thought this would happen, and here we go. Starting to warm up now, 90 degrees, and that's all because of this right here. Not an overly strong wind, but we already have a warm air mass in place, and then you add the wind out of the north, and boom, you've got a 90-degree temperature, and also look at the dryness right there. So fire concerns start to pop up. Nothing official, but when you're that dry and that warm, you know that area right there can really burn with a fire, especially with the backing of a stiff wind off the mountains. Heat wave in effect again. This one, though, of course, we know is extending a bit more to the west, so California is involved, Arizona. And the heat, boy, for the south is just stifling. When you see the number right here, everything goes up, especially the farther south you go, and that's because the heat index is where you add the temperature to the humidity. Your body cannot get rid of basically sweat, and you just feel horrible. And it's also very, very dangerous, as we know. Some wind issues kicking up because we have a big area of low pressure off the Pacific Northwest. High pressure system bringing over the warmth from the east to the west. That kicks up the winds. You get a pressure gradient, and that pushes the wind machine. So we'll be watching that, of course. Now, marine layer holding, monsoon kind of staying in check. And over the next couple of days, some wind issues, and of course the hot temperatures with the beaches definitely being the place to go and beat the heat. And along the east coast, look at this. We've got Franklin, we've got Adalia, quick overview, the Pacific. We've got also Irwin kicking into gear, and Irwin, got to watch that closely because Irwin is expected to go off possibly toward the central Pacific. It looks like it will weaken, but I went ahead and circled it, and that is Hawaii off in the distance right there. And we know they just do not need any extra anything coming their way right now. A light storm would be okay because it brings in the rain, but anything that kicks up those winds, of course, we know is not good. Now, here's Adalia. That will be the story. Also Franklin, but really no threat to anyone. But Adalia over the next couple of days will be the story, possibly a Category 2, maybe a 3 storm as we go toward Tuesday and Wednesday. So we'll be watching this again probably all week as she rolls up the eastern seaboard beyond northwest Florida. There's your winds for tomorrow night. I should say overnight tonight, and then tomorrow night we could see it right there. I stopped it. Could see it kicking up one more time. And of course, with a heat wave that doesn't quite go all the way into the ocean, there is a chance some of the marine layer could lurk and linger and possibly be a bit dense the next couple of mornings. It tends to push it all the way to the beaches and also can squash it down. And we do see some fractional driving conditions where you might get some visibilities going below a mile. So there you go. We have to watch that the next couple of mornings. And some very warm temperatures for the Santa Barbara South Coast again on Monday. More than likely get used to that for Tuesday as well. 82 degrees for Santa Maria, so really above normal, about 10 degrees above where you should be for this time of year. 103 for both Paso Robles and Ojai and the beaches of Ventura County. Unless that sea breeze decides to sort of push back a bit, could also go high 70s to low 80s. Surf has been really dismal the last couple of days, but the winds, there is a wind swell kicking into gear, and some AM fog conditions and cooling expected to return by Wednesday, more of the Thursday and Friday. And then as we head toward the first weekend of September, we should be back to near normal conditions for all areas north to south. We'll be right back.